Welcome everybody. It is I, your host and commentator, E Dirty Tati, aka Tatiana Noel, and welcome to another GT Champions Racing broadcast. I'm in this one, so super excited to commentate on this. This is the brand new GT Champions BMW Cup. We just had round one. We were at Sardegna, layout A. Fun stuff, actually. I am gonna get straight into the thing. And let's go on into the lobby. We have a full lobby, 16 drivers. Not gonna lie, one person wasn't supposed to be in there. And what had happened was I didn't know that. So I let them in and I let them race with us. And that's on me. That's on me. So, blame me. But it doesn't matter. I don't think they affected the race too much. So we still had a great time. Everyone enjoyed it. And let's get straight into the thing. Let's do it. Let's see here. Where's my PlayStation input? Found it. I'm going to go ahead and hit play on this thing. Let's get it going. I didn't mean to hit exit. We're doing great. Let's try that again. This time, though, I want to make sure I'm showing all the information on the screen. Lights are coming up, and they're going to be away pretty soon here. Let's check out turn one from the back of the pack here. Let's see whose camera angle we want to look at. We'll look at Renegade, Chase Cam on Renegade, 11th place. Already getting passed by Little Mac there, and then soon we'll be up to that turn one. I think we all got away cleanly. A perfect turn one in lobby 3. You love to see it. Heading down into turn 2 and 3. These are full soft tires on most people's cars. However, this was a race with tire wear. Tire wear is set to 2x, fuel to 2x as well. What that means, though, with the tire wear is that cold tires matter. Oh, and we've got someone already off. I think that was Apex Tatted Freak. Sure enough, it was. Let's go check out what happened to him, see how that all went down just a moment ago. Sad day. Tatted Freak into turn 3 now. Turn 4, both 90-degree left hand into a right hand. It gets a little help going around, actually. So Tatted Freak didn't do that on his own. That's unfortunate. Not a good start to the race, but better that it happens early than towards the end of the race. So we'll see how he recovers. So far, everyone through the long sweeping left-hand hairpin up towards the uphill section. I like to call it the top of the hill. We do actually have some corner names for this championship, or for this track rather. Some of them are pretty fun. I didn't memorize them, of course, but it is what it is. That's me up front, E Dirty Tati in the purple BMW M6. Most of us in the BMW M6. It's a great car. Twin turbo V8. Sometimes those turbos will catch you out, but if you know what you're doing, they won't. I'm followed very closely by Flash and Armanis coming into the second to last corner. Actually, the final corner is this long sweeping right-hander that we'll see here. So far, though, everyone's still in the same train, as you can see, even down to Tattooed Freak. He is not far off the mark. He's still in slipstream. He can recover as long as he can make some passes here after that shunt in turn 1. He is looking none the worse for the wear. There is damage. Oh! This guy, Hristo Bratvano, I don't know how to say that name, but Bristow into the wall coming out of that final turn. Looks like it was probably just an issue on throttle, most likely. Well, no, you got plenty of grip there. Maybe, oh, he got in the grass, then got into Tatted Freak. That's not Tatted Freak's fault. Bravano just getting it wrong in that last corner there, maybe following in that dirty air. It can be easy to go out too wide in that corner if you don't turn in on time. You're carrying a lot of speed coming into the turn from the last hairpin there, and Christo just gets it wrong up front. You've got Tati, that's me. I'm gonna talk about myself in the third person from this point forward. So Tati leads the race still with Flash and Armanis right behind, bumper to bumper. Got a nice little slipstream train here. Not too far back is Budsy. We're not going to be able to see gaps. That is not a thing that you can see in Gran Turismo 7 replays, unfortunately. Actually, I think it was a glitch since Gran Turismo Sport. But look here, we've got side-by-side action between Nolander and Old Man J. They eventually get into single file for this first of the most difficult hairpins on the track here. You know what? Let me see if I can find those corner names real quick. They are in Discord. I can get to it quickly, and I promise I won't miss any drama. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Yep, sure enough, they go through the corner. We call that one Oopsie Daisy. I did remember that name. This corner that we just saw everyone go through, it's called Oopsie Daisy because, well, you can have a lot of oopsies. Armanis with an oopsie himself coming out, not in Oopsie Daisy, but the oh crap corner. I like that name because that is actually pretty accurate for that corner right after Oopsie Daisy. In fact, why don't we get on board with Armanis and we'll see exactly what happened to him. He's headed up the hill now towards, this one's called Dadgummit, this right-hander. This left-hander is Oopsie Daisy. It's a late apex. It's so easy to get it wrong and go wide into that wall of grass onto the right. And now, oh crap corner, very sharp hairpin. I believe the sharpest hairpin on the track. And he gets on that throttle and it goes around on him. Those twin turbos caught him and boom, into the wall. Super easy to do. Somebody else did it later on in the race. I ain't gonna say no names, but we'll see. You'll see it. You'll see it when it happens. The rest of the pack gets around Armanis. He is able to get back on the slipstream chain, though. He is, I thought I saw him right behind. Yes, he ends up behind GT878 Motorsport. It was actually the driver who wasn't supposed to be in the race, but here they are. Does GT even have the right livery? No, because they didn't know this was going to happen, but they sensibly brought a pretty plain livery to the race, and it actually looks pretty good, so can't complain there. We love to see new friends. However, it can be hard when they're not supposed to be there. Who's that with a 3-second penalty already, very early on in the race, to have a 3-second penalty? I can't see who it was. Who was that? When are you going to serve it? That is Matt Smacka. 3 seconds is hard to swallow, let me tell you. But maybe he'll make it as they head up into Yawn. Yawn is, it's not a straight, but you take it like a straight. It's all full throttle up the hill, up into Dang It corner, which that's that hard hairpin I was telling you about, the first of the really difficult hairpins. You can make passes here, but you got to get it right. Now, up the hill from Dang It to some of these corner names are funny, whatever, and Dadgummit is the right that we're doing now. And then the Oopsie Daisy, of course, this mid-pack getting through there pretty neatly, it looks like. And Matt Smacka still holding on to that 3-second penalty. He's going to have to serve it pretty soon into Oh Crap corner. Everyone out of there very neatly. Well done to them. Renegade way back there. I wonder what happened to Renegade. We missed it. We're not going to go back and see it. We don't want to spend too much time going on replays, but bad luck for Renegade there. Tatsi and Flash driving alone in first and second place by a long way. Budsy way back there in the background. You can see with that black M6. He is coming up soon, but Flash all over the back of Tatsi. Maybe just happy to get a nice slipstream, a nice tow there. Tatsi leading the race, leading the pack and making the pace with a 1:41.702 fastest lap so far. We're only in lap 4 though. It's a 1-hour race, and I believe we went 35 or 36 laps. We'll take a look when we get closer to the end, of course, but plenty of time left in the race. Budsy chasing those two. Back to the mid-pack here. We've got Nolander in 4th place, also pulling out quite a big gap over Old Man J, who leads Method, Little Mac, and Hitchco. Up that hill into Dang It. Ooh, side by side for Old Man J and Nolander. Nolander takes the position, but can Old Man J get back to him? A little bump and grind there between the two of them, and Old Man J is going to come out on top, headed up into, oh my gosh, whatever, Dadgummit and Oopsie Daisy. I gotta try to remember that. Old Man Jay into the grass and into the wall, and he collects Method with him. I want to get a better understanding of what just happened there. This is them side by side in Dang It. We're gonna go chase cam with Old Man Jay just to see what happened there. He leads going into whatever, dadgummit, and then oopsie daisy, I think he goes wide here, ends up in that grass, and sure enough, touches the wall. That spins him, and yep, he collects Method. Method tried to get away from him, give him plenty of room on the inside there, and it's just unfortunate he gets collected and slammed into the wall. Again, damage is on, but it is light damage. Drivers just gotta get through that damage, get through their dirty tires, and get back into the race. So, bad luck there for Old Man Jay, but again, we're very early in the race. If it's gonna happen, now's a good time for it to happen. Back up top, Budsy getting a little closer to Tati and Flash as they go through turn 1 and the turns 2 and 3 S's. We're calling them the Holy Smokes S's, and then 4 and 5 here, the Yikes corners. Those are two 90-degree, like I said, 90-degree left and a 90-degree right. Then into a straight into Pray For Me Bend. Pray For Me Bend is a fun hairpin, pretty long. You dive in there. You can apex it late if you want to, early on the throttle if you're in third gear, to get it out and up that hill, aka yawn. That's yawn 1, that little slight right-hander. Here is yawn 2. Both of these full speed corners, and then you are hard on the brake at about the 150 board, sorry, the 100 board for Dang It corner. This hard, sharp left here. Flash back there. Tati almost loses the rear end. Just a little bit of a twitch there. Easy to do, especially, like I said, when those turbos kick in. They kick in hard, but lots of practice, and you can control them. They used to be a lot worse. I remember when this car was introduced in GT Sport, or I think it was always part of GT Sport, but it was introduced to us in Gran Turismo in Sport, and man, those turbos used to kick in, and it was pretty much a death sentence if you were on a controller or something like that, and you couldn't really modulate it that well. They dialed them back, and they have stayed dialed back. Method chasing GT878 for 7th place. GT878 wide into Dang It corner. That's going to give Method the position there. Method easily passed. I bet he's pretty happy about that. No need to fight about it. Method in one of the few Z4s in the field. I believe the Z4 has superior top end speed to the M6, which is really useful on a track like this. You can look in the upper right hand corner, look at that map. It's a whole lot of straights. Even the short straights aren't that short. So with that Z4, you're able to power out of stuff and really get behind people in the slipstream and make that work for you, or keep somebody at bay in the slipstream. So Method with that car, but most others with the M6, it is a great overall performer. The other eligible car is the E92 M3 GT3 car, and I don't think anyone is in that car in the field that I've seen. It's mostly M6s and a couple of Z4s. Spider down and out. I think he's paused. Maybe Spider had to step away there, but that's definitely the CPU driver. Flash by Tati, and if I recall correctly, Tati went wide into turn 1 just a little bit. Let's flash by, and we'll try their best to stick with him. Budsy into the mix now, fully into the mix as they chase Tati and Flash down for first place. Budsy driving for the ICER team, and ICER, of course, has been participating in the GT Champions Leagues for a while now, several seasons of World Cup on top of some of the smaller series, just like this one. Loving the BMW Cup, though. I think this replaces the Porsche Cup. Porsche Cup ran for 2 seasons, and now we have moved to another German brand. Nolander in 4th, improves on his lap time there as he is chased by Hitchko, and should be easy to do for everyone. Ooh, Hitchko on the throttle, almost loses the back end. You're going to see a lot of that with this M6. Like I said, once those two turbos kick in, it's a wrap. Little Mac in one of the other Z4s. The Z4 also a V8 engine, however, naturally aspirated is this one. And if you ask me, the Z4, GT3, and GTLM slash GTE. I guess in Europe it would have been called the GTE. In America it would have been called the GT Le Mans, the GTLM. Those are amongst the best looking race cars that BMW has ever made. I certainly miss seeing them out on track, and loved them when they were there. But we said Little Mac, we have Method. I know someone else is in one. GT789 Tattooed Freak makes his way up into 9th place, by the way, after ending up in last place from that first lap spin. So congratulations to Tattooed Freak, already into the top 10 here. I wonder if display driver names, display car names. Okay, well, I guess this is all we're gonna get. We're getting a yellow flag for someone up here. Who is that? Who is creating the yellow? I don't see anything there, but maybe we can go back for a second and just see if there's something to see. Yeah? See. Oopsie Daisy corner here. It wouldn't surprise me if the issue was in Oopsie Daisy. Let's see. There we go. Yep, that is GT787 Motorsport into the wall in Oopsie Daisy, and he's going to end up in 12th place. Might even lose 12th to Renegade here, who's coming out of Oopsie Daisy, and yeah, sure enough, is going to drive around him real easy to make his way into Oh Crap corner. Oh Crap and Dang It, very similar corners, both hairpins, both of them very sharp, less than 90 degrees for sure, but they are the sharpest. Tati still chasing Flash right up on his bumper here. Again, you know, just lost it in the first corner, but not too bad. Was able to stay close, and here comes Budsy. Budsy right here in the train. All three of these drivers in the BMW M6 GT3. Now, there are two variations of the M6 GT3 in this game. You have the endurance model and the sprint model. Let's see if we can get a view that shows us the difference. Here's Flash's car. Yep, sure enough, you can see Flash's car has headlights, and up front you got two panels. The panels have his name on it, actually, at least that left one does. BBL Flash. Actually, you might not be able to see it because of the banner here. I'm gonna remove the banner just real quick, so you can see what I'm talking about there. Two empty panels right below the headlights. Tati also driving the sprint model. You can see just the headlights and two panels. However, Budsy, I believe, is in the endurance model. Is he? Yeah, you got extra lights just underneath it here that are for endurance racing. It's getting cloudy, so it's getting pretty dark and getting a little hard to see. But that's the difference between those two cars as far as visually goes. You got a pair of fog lights under the headlights on these cars for endurance races, because the assumption is that you will be racing the car at night and you'll need the extra lighting. As far as performance goes, as far as specs go, they are identical. I believe... and I should have checked this, but I believe that the suspension or aero settings might be slightly different under BOP. Don't quote me on that. I could be completely wrong, but I will say that the sprint model feels easier to turn. The endurance model feels more stable in mid-corner and corner entry, of course, and the sprint feels like a lighter car, which we know it's not. On paper, they're identical, especially with BOP. They're identical, but they feel a little bit different to drive, and you can see a few drivers have chosen the sprint versus the endurance model. Sometimes it just comes down to which one you had. Maybe you don't want to spend another $800K on the same car. Who's this side-by-side method? And Little Mac going into Dang It corner. Side-by-side method stays ahead of Little Mac there. Both of these are two Z4s on the track, fighting it out together, fighting over 6th place here. So Method making his way up and Little Mac following through. It's nice to see those two cars carrying similar pace and in similar place on the track. I wish we had an M3, the E92 M3. I did drive it around here. What I found was that it lacked top speed. Under same conditions, same wind, and ooh, Armanis almost loses it Yeah, coming out of oh crap corner. Again, we're going to see a whole lot of that. That's just going to keep happening to people. Let's keep going through the field, though. Check up front with our leaders. Our 3 leaders still in the same order. Flash, Tati, Budsy. Coming into turn 4 and 5. The yikes corners, if you will. And they get through it very nice and neat. Easy to get messed up in yikes 2 as well. Again, anytime you're coming out of a slow corner in that M6, you are susceptible to losing the rear end. You got to be real careful on the throttle. If you can go up a gear, it is definitely recommended. In fact, I know when I drove the car, I came at a lot of those corners, even some of the slower ones, in 3rd gear. You can get on the throttle pretty early. There's enough lag that you can throttle through the sharper portion of the turn, and then by the time the turbos kick in, you're already letting the wheel out and straightening the car out, so it's okay. You won't spin it, but you can still carry enough momentum to get through. 2nd gear, of course, wonderful. The car pulls like a train out of 2nd gear, but those turbos can catch you out. Starting to get quite a bit of separation in the field here. In fact, I see a spin just happen behind us here. That's GT878 Motorsport not having a good race. Granted, I don't think that this person got any practice because they weren't expected to be in the race, and so maybe just wanted to be a part of it, but not quite getting it. This is Flash we're with coming through turn 1. Turn 2, holy smokes, S's. Turn 2 and 3, those are full throttle S's. Of course, you do still want to get the right line through them. Easy to mess them up. Yikes 1, that sharp left-hander. Yikes 2, another 90-degree right. And I believe it is in Yikes 2 that we will see even more incidents for these drivers. But the top 3 doing pretty well. They've got a huge gap between themselves and Norlander in 4th place. You can see on the map, the red triangle is Budsy's car. And look how far the next car down the line is. Pretty far out there, but Norlander leading a pretty meaty mid-pack. These drivers doing a great job against one another. We've seen a lot of positional changes already. Hitchco up into 5th place. Method in 6th is pretty far away from Little Mac, so eked out quite a gap there. Those Z4s no longer fighting one another. Little Mac starting to fall into the clutches of Tattooed Freak, who's made his way into 8th place after that spin, so deeper into the top 10 is Tattooed Freak and probably looking to be on the attack. Hi-Fi Man just behind him in that lime green M6. That is a great looking color and paint scheme there. These cars, just like all GT Champions leagues, have very specific livery requirements, but there's not that many required decals. You need the HyPrix decal, as this is the HyPrix BMW Cup, and you need GT Champions decals. You've got a BMW Cup decal along the windshield banner there. This is Spider with his RWB livery. And you need a number plate and a number. Beyond that, there are no requirements. And so these drivers are able to fill those cars up, fill up that paint scheme with other logos, their personal team logos, or in my case, in Tati's case, Pride at the Dragon, which is, well, look it up, prideatthedragon.com. That's it, that's the plug. Budsy still following 3, staying patient behind Tati. As Tati, I think, I'm looking at this gap here, and they are still within Flash's slipstream, but it's starting to slip away. Yeah. Method still chasing Hitchco in that Z4. You hear him get on that throttle pretty early coming out of Pray For Me Bend. I believe, now that I think about it, it's probably called Pray For Me Bend because there's a church there. Let's see if we can find somebody who's about to show up to. There you go. There's that church in the upper right-hand corner there. Yep, with the church tower and church bells. Uh-oh. Little touch there between Smacka and Renegade. None the worse for the wear, though, but little bumper bump there between the two of them. We are 12 laps and 20 minutes into this 1 hour long race. We have got so much left to show you. GT787 taking their penalty here. Here's Flash, that nice chrome look across the side of the car. Orange up front, purple on the sides. I love it. Love some of these liveries here. Of course, you can also just rock a plain livery with just the required decals, but so many of these drivers are used to racing in this league. They know that the livery is art, and it's going to get looked at, especially if I'm doing the commentary. So they go all out, and I should probably get a couple of them to make a livery for me, because I'm not that great at it. But I digress. No Lander with the green and purple scheme. Now, reminds me of the Riddler, or at least the Riddler's mid-90s Batman movie color scheme there. But he is now getting caught up to by Hitchco. Also loving, there's a lot of purple on the field, which I guess the car wears it well. The car wears purple really, really well. The M6 does, at least. Method in that SRC Sim Race City livery, that is a team. They've also been racing with GT Champions for a very long time, a very established team amongst our ranks. And who is that getting blue flags already? Lap 12, we're seeing blue flags? What am I missing? Who is out of sync? I can't tell who it is that's getting lapped. Renegade and Smacka still going at it. Smacka over Renegade there. Was that a pass? Let's see. Let me go back. Not sure. Yeah, that was a pass. So let's go on board with Smacka. This is turn 1. They're going to head into... Oh, that's why Renegade loses the back end, and that lets Smacka get a little bit closer through the Holy Smokes S's, and Renegade is probably looking to... I don't know what Renegade is doing there. I think they've paused because the emergency flashers indicate that the CPU is driving. So Smacka makes that pass very easily, and sure enough, that braking point looked like it was the CPU driving. But does it look like Renegade going for an undercut? Yeah, or Smacka lets him back through. I'm not sure what's happening here between the two of them. Is it a battle? Is it the pause menu? No one knows. We'll keep an eye on them. Let's see, so far Renegade has stayed up front there. That's GT, okay, so GT878, yeah, GT878 was the one who was getting lapped there in 16th place, and you can see that's 4th place ahead of them, and Hitchco in 5th behind them. However, they're not moving, and they need to get out of the way. Blue flags, you're in the middle of a battle here, so maybe I was wrong when I said they didn't affect the race too much. They're just kind of sitting there, despite having the blue flags waving. But of course, if you're not part of the league, you don't know that we follow blue flag rules. If you're not familiar with what the blue flag means that the car behind you is at least 1 lap ahead of you. They are not racing you directly, and you need to get out of their way. There's no need to block them, and if they pass you, you're not going to lose a position. And so move over and let them through. Renegade into the pits. That's a pretty early pit stop. We're 23 minutes into the race, of course. So I guess you could take a pit here. Oh! Tati's in 3rd place. I know what happened, but we're going to go back and we're going to show you what happened. It was the first of the bads. There it is. There it is. Coming out of Yikes 2. That's Flash going into Yikes 1, the left-hander. Yikes 2 here, Tati, and I actually am not sure what happened to Tati there, because I'm Tati. Tati got in the grass. That's how it happened. Into the grass, and the Too Confident stayed on the throttle, ends up into the wall, and I believe keeps 3rd place, but is going to be way further behind Budsy and Flash, unfortunately, there. And they just got to put their head down and keep on racing. In 4th place, No Lander, still followed by GT878. GT still in between Hitchco and No Lander, but Hitchco's not that close right now, so hopefully it didn't impede Hitchco too much. We'll look out for that. Here is No Lander behind, though, and of course Hitchco does not want to lose a position to No Lander. That is a positional fight, if you will. So if No Lander gets up there, sorry, not No Lander, Method. If Method gets up to Hitchco and Hitchco can't get around GT878, then what happens? We'll find out. But Method really making that Z4 move. Tattooed Freak into 7th place. We saw Renegade pitting. That might have given him 7th place, but also Little Mac, who was in the other Z4, down to 9th place. So he's lost positions to Tattooed Freak. He's lost position to Hitman, and is in Old Man Jay's clutches as well. Now, some of these guys may be fuel saving, not sure. It's a 1 hour race, and while fuel and tire were both set to 2x, it's pretty much a sprint race. You could easily make it to the end on just one stop, and I believe that is the strategy that everyone went with, was a one-stop strategy. Even on the softs, yes, they wore a little more than you would like, but you can keep them under you, and by no means would they have been dead by the halfway point of the race, which we're going to reach in about 5 minutes here. Hi-Fi Man under attack by Little Mac. Little Mac maybe wanting to put a car between himself and Old Man Jay, who's all over the back of him. Coming out of Yikes 2, they're going to head into Pray For Me Ben. Little Mac flashing at Hi-Fi Man, trying to distract him, trying to get his attention. That flashing might work. You can see the atmosphere has gotten darker around here. It is cloudy. The whole middle section of the race was in clouds, which of course affects the cars, affects the grip on the track. The available grip on the track is less because the track temperature is lower as well. Alright, now GT Motorsport, sorry, not GT Motorsport, Renegade with a half-second penalty, sitting there in 16th place, and because we saw that pit, about to get lapped by 12th place here. That is what is their name? Histo. I don't know who that is because I can't see their PSN name. Unfortunately, the game has decided that we're not going to see PSN names. We're going to see driver nicknames, which can be different. So, hopefully you as the driver, you know who you are. Flash all alone in first place now. Lost the Tati tail. Budsy not too far away though. 1 corner back, and Budsy was showing pace. So Flash gonna want to pay attention to that. Tati 2 corners back from these two, but still in 3rd place, solidly in 3rd. There's a long way back to No Lander there. Just getting through Yikes. 3 cars together here. Hitchco, Method, Tattooed Freak. Hitchco out wide in the second. Yikes, gets into the grass. Oh, slows down GT878 Motorsport. But GT878 needed to get out of the way anyway. So actually that's who the 3 cars were, not Tattooed Freak. I want to take another look at that and see exactly how that happened here. We are on follow cam with Hitchco. There's GT. I think there was a touch there. There was a touch, and Method gets past him. Now, Method was behind the 2 of them, so how does Method get passed by the 2 of them? We're gonna, listen. We are going to see if we can find the things. Oh, it's too far back. We're not going that far back. Never mind, sorry. Fast forward again to past the incident, and I promise I'll just let the race run. Too bad we missed it, but Method at some point ended up behind both Hitchco and GT878 Motorsport, but right here, going into Yikes 2, that's Yikes 1, Yikes 2, Motorsport and Hitchco get into it. That slows Hitchco down, slows Motorsport down. That allows Method to get past. Ooh, just barely avoids getting collected by Hitchco there. Very, very lucky Hitchco was able to catch that car and not end up all the way in the wall. But they're going to go through Pray For Me Ben in the same order that they were in before. However, it does look like there was interference by the other driver, ignoring that blue flag. Want to see that race for first place here. Flash still leads Budsy by a good bit, but I think Budsy is getting closer. Again, we can't see the gaps, unfortunately, but they're going to come into oh crap corner here. Budsy's not quite in the slipstream, and so should not pick up any sort of advantage over Flash in that start-finish straight, but it's only a matter of time as he continues to get close. Oh! And Tati into the wall at oh crap corner. Just, you know, the same thing that happens to everyone. You get on the throttle and you end up in it. So Tati pretty pissed with themselves, loses 2 positions from 3rd into 5th place and is now in traffic. And what was decided here was to go for an undercut. Pits a little bit early. We're not quite at the halfway point, but definitely didn't want to race in traffic. So pitted, Gonna take some fuel, gonna take some tires, and try to get some fast laps in clean air to try to get back into third place, because it's a losing game if you're gonna get into a fight into that big thick mid-pack there. Speaking of, let's go back to them because there was a lot of cars in it. Nolander in third, Method in fourth now, and Method really making his way up this track. If you recall, Method, I think the first time we mentioned him was in like 8th or 9th place, but now into 4th, very close to being in the podium, and is all the way up to Nolander. Now, Hitchco, I wonder what happened to Hitchco. Did Hitchco get collected in that mess with Tati? I don't think so. But yeah, they're right behind Method in oh crap. Here's the yellow flag for Tati there. Tati stays off the racing line. Method gets around. Hitchco does not get around. Hitchco ends up behind Tati, but Tati dives in, so that's not really a problem. So what happened to Hitchco to lose touch with Method so badly? Coming up that hill into turn 1. Oh, just goes wide into turn 1. Also easy to do, and boom, into that kitty litter there. That gravel trap really slows the car down a whole lot. So Hitchco just kind of does it to themselves, and now trying to contend with dirty tires, getting back on the throttle there. So you could easily spin again if you are too aggressive on the throttle coming out of the grass like that, or out of the kitty litter, whichever one, because the tires are dirty. They're very sticky racing rubber tires. Once they heat up, they'll pick up anything on the ground. Now the racing line is pretty clean because other cars drive through it and knock all the dust and stuff off of the line. It's as clean as it's gonna get. But as soon as you are off that line, you're no longer on clean tarmac. You are in all the dust and all the gravel, and certainly if you're completely off track, you are picking up everything off that track, and that makes those tires very slippery because now you're no longer driving on rubber, you're driving on small pieces of gravel that are stuck to your rubber until you can knock it all off. Takes a few corners. The game does model dirty tires. Don't know how well they're modeled. I don't have any experience with dirty racing tires, but it's nice that this is a mechanism that exists. Now this has brought Tattooed Freak though into the fight for 5th place. So Tattooed looking at possibly getting the top 5 after that spin in lap 1, and we're only halfway through the race here. In fact, we have about 40 seconds until we're at the halfway mark. We should start seeing other drivers pitting. Again, we saw Tati pit, going for the undercut after making that mistake. Here they are right now in 10th place, and sure enough, has clean air, and so should be able to go as quickly as they want to without anyone impeding them for a while. And the idea is to get faster laps than Flash and Budsy in 1st and 2nd so that they can get closer, or at least get faster laps than the drivers who are now in 3rd and 4th, Nolander and was it Method? Yes, Nolander and Method, because they want 3rd place back at minimum. Right now, held by Nolander. You got GT878 behind them, and then Hitchco, followed by Tattooed Freak, who is sitting behind Hitchco right now. Pretty far back from them is Armanis racing in no man's land, all alone, probably for the best. This is a fun track to lap. Actually, every single corner is different. Even the hairpins that look similar. What are the hairpins? Uh-oh, dang it, oh crap corner. That's turns 1, 9, and 14. Those are all your sharp, slowest hairpins, slowest corners. They are all difficult, and you can take them differently every single time. So this is one of the few tracks that is fun to lap by yourself, to try and, you know, beat yourself and see what you can extract out of the car. I'm going to pause it right here as we are at the halfway mark and there's not a whole lot of action happening. I want to pause it to talk about the other races that GT Champions has going on, the other leagues rather. In GT7, we've got every week the Gentleman's GP. Now, this happens on Thursday nights, if I'm not, sorry, Tuesday nights. every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and every single race has a different theme. This one will be swapped motor cars, horsepower limited to 969 horses, 2,500 pounds. So, wow, those are going to be some beastly cars to drive there. So, motor swapped cars hosted by J-Rod, a longtime member of RWB Racing, Red, White, and Blue Racing. You can check out more information about that on gtchampions.com if you're interested. Now, the very next day, Wednesday, will be Midweek Madness. Also, different car every week. Not so much a theme as it is just a simple car. Now, this one's theme is called Mono a Mano, as they will be driving the BAC Mono 16, or Bach. Do you pronounce it Bach? I'm not sure, but that is actually Thursday. I said Wednesday. It's Thursday, July 20th. They are two 25-minute races. Balance of performances on, no tuning, 9 p.m. Eastern. Check that out also on GT Champions if you're interested. And finally, if you are into iRacing or looking to get into iRacing, check out the HyPrix Clio Cup. It is run with the Renault Clio, the ubiquitous, or venerable rather, Renault Clio, very popular hatchback in Europe. There are 4 rounds of this. They'll be at Sundays at 12 p.m. Eastern, fixed setups. July 9th was the first race at Oulton Park. Great track. I love that track. July 23rd will be at the Charlotte Roval, and that's pretty interesting to run a Clio Cup at an oval track, so I'm interested in watching that. Then we got Lime Rock and Brands Hatch Indy. So truly an international championship on iRacing. It is GT Champions' first ever iRacing series. Go check it out if you want to. And that's it. That's what's going on around GT Champions now outside of the BMW Cup. I'm going to take you back to our race. Let's keep it going. Starting to see significant tire wear on some of these cars. Of course, we are about at the halfway mark, so we'll start seeing cars pitting and getting new tires. Smaka has a new set of tires right now and has fueled up. Flash still needs to pit. Budsy also needs to pit. Nolander still out there. Actually, Nolander's softs look not too bad, which is great. Method behind him chasing in that Z4. Hitchko still holding Tattooed Freak off. I haven't seen anything aggressive from Tattooed Freak, so maybe not looking for something right now, but I expect any minute now Tattooed Freak will be looking for that 5th place spot. Armanis behind them looks to be a little closer than he was. Sure enough, goes his own personal fastest in that first sector by 3.5 tenths. That's quite a big improvement there. Maybe just unlocked something or found something that they didn't realize before earlier in the race. Little Mac in the other Z4 in 8th place, now out of the drama, out of the traffic, but that's because he's in the back of the traffic, down to 8th place. Whereas, if you recall, he was following Method, and they were racing together for a little while there. Method up to 4th, of course. Little Mac still down in 8th. Still cloudy outside, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the wind shifted at some point, and so you can see the wind speed and direction on the track map in the upper right hand corner. Right now it is blowing southeasterly at 14.8 feet per second, and that does affect you. If you are on a part of the track that is going against the wind, your top speed will be decreased. If you are going with the wind, your top speed will increase, and you got to be careful because your braking will be affected. Just saw Armanis jump into the pit, so our 3rd pit stop that we've seen from the drivers. Who's that getting that blue flag? That's Old Man Jay getting a blue flag for the race leaders here. Behind him is the lime green car, whoever that was. Nolander, sorry, couldn't remember. So already been passed by Flash and Budsy. Now Nolander coming up and trying to get that position as well. Track position, not racing position, of course. Budsy is right up to Flash now. Definitely in his slipstream and gonna look to get around him, I'm sure. But Flash pretty low on fuel. I think he's gonna have to pit this time around. He doesn't have anything left in that tank. Is gonna make it another lap. Budsy still has plenty of fuel because he's been sitting there fuel saving behind everyone all race long so far. But Flash has been without a slipstream or any support, and now does dive in to take a new set of softs and some tires. That gives Budsy first place. No lander also looking like he's going to come in. He's going to need to. He's not going to make it another lap. So no lander will not take the position. What does Method do? Does Method stay out? Method's going to stay out and inherit third place, while Flash and Budsy, Flash and no lander fuel up. It's a pretty long pit lane around here. It takes a while to get to your stall. Getting out, the animation is very quick. You get out almost immediately, but getting in, you're sitting there and you're just staring at your team for the longest time. Just like, oh my gosh, when am I going to get there? When am I going to get there? When am I going to get there? I'm starting to see more people come in now. Tattooed Freak has also jumped in, so we are fully in the pit window for most of these drivers. Check out the detail on No Lander's car there. Fantastic looking car. He got his name up top on the roof. I'm gonna go back and do some changes to my livery. I'm gonna make it real nice. No lander in that endurance model there. You could clearly see the fog lights, and look how quickly he gets out into pit exit. Tattooed Freak right behind him. You can see them hugging the right hand side there. Pit lane penalty is on. If you touch that pit lane line on your way out, you will pick up a 3-second penalty. Tattooed Freak comes out and immediately is passed by Armanis and Hitman. So Tattooed comes out in 11th place, but maybe with a chance to get something. Let's see. Nope, Armanis and Hitman both have brand new soft tires and they are up to temp. So Tattooed might struggle behind them with those cold softs in dirty air. So hopefully knows, brake early and turn in early and wait for those tires to warm up for you. Method still in second. What's Method doing? Still going strong. Not going to pit. Hitchco pitting in third place. Little Mac is going to come up now, and what's Little Mac going to do? Little Mac still doesn't need to pit. Little Mac has really been saving a ton of fuel in that Z4. That's crazy. He's still sitting on a quarter tank of gas in that thing, while everyone else is running on E. So that might explain why he wasn't able to get all the way up there with Hitchco, but I get the feeling that it's easy to save fuel in that naturally aspirated V8 Z4 as well. Tati's still running in clean air, running some pretty good laps, 41.4, 41.6, 41.3, so that undercut hopefully working out for them. Actually, let's find out how well it worked out for them. What are the laps that Flash has been doing? A 41.7, 41.8, 41.9 before their pit. So Tati only running a little bit faster than them. Budsy doing 41.7, 41.6, a 41.1 on lap 19. Wow, that is very fast. Still not as fast as No Lander's fastest of a 41 flat. Now, the lap times matter because your lap time in this race is what's going to determine the starting position for the driver in the next race. Our leader, Budsy, into the pits, finally going to take fuel and tires. And where is Method? Method looking like they've got a pit too, so not going to pick up a position there. And third place is Little Mac, who does not need to fuel. He should make the pass over both Method and Budsy as he comes into Dang It corner right now. So he's very close to them, and he's gonna, sorry, not Dang It, oh crap corner. And he should pass both of them, but of course he's gonna have to pit later. He's still gonna owe a pit stop over everyone. Budsy fueling up. It is slow to fuel up this thing. It's got to get enough to make it to the end, though. It's most of a tank of fuel needed. 76 liters is what he takes in that M6. Comes out behind Little Mac. Little Mac getting through the Holy Smokes S's now. and Method out. Method in 4th comes out. Method is speed? I don't know. But Method comes out in front of Tati, who now dreams of the undercut ruined. I believe Tati was hoping to make some more catching up while the other 2 drivers that were ahead, or the few drivers that were ahead, had cold tires. But Tati gonna have to get up to Method and make a pass here. Method with cold tires. I know what Tati's thinking. Tati's thinking cold tires are not up to temp. If I'm gonna make a move, I gotta make it now, or try to push them so they make a mistake while they are still trying to deal with those cold tires. So Tati's gonna get right up to the bumper here. We're gonna stay here because we know there's a battle. But I do want to check on other people. Let's see. Does anything happen? Anything happen in the dang it? Nothing's gonna happen in dang it. We're too far. Wow, a lot of separation between these other drivers. Not Armanis though. Armanis, Tattooed Freak didn't quite catch up to him. There's Hitman behind Tattooed Freak, but not too close as well. This guy, who is there? I wonder if their actual name is on the card. Not their actual name, but their PSN name, you know? I can't see it. Well, we'll find out who that is. I'm gonna pull up the entry list in a moment. Just want to check on all the other cars. We don't have any other battles going. Little Mac still leads this thing, still needs to pit, but not quite yet. Plenty of fuel in that Z4 yet. So Little Mac up top here. Flash trying to catch up to Budsy. Method and Tati are going at it. Tati getting up close in the S's. They're going to go into Yikes now. Method is defending. Tati all over the back of that car, though, not leaving an inch of space where unnecessary. It's nice when you're able to race closely with someone without lag. And we're going to stay right here because this battle is raging. Obviously, Tati desperate to get around Method and try to catch up to Flash. Flash is in 3rd place. Of course, not that close, but you know, there's a psychological component to it, right? Even if the car behind you isn't close, you can see the gap. And if that gap starts closing, well, you know that car's faster than you, and psychologically, that's gonna mess with you. And so Tati's thinking right now, dang it, you're messing up my psychological advantage. I'm trying to push Flash, but I can't push Flash if I'm in a battle. Battling is slow. It ain't fast. And you may be wondering, well, why not work with Method and just try to see if you can catch Flash? Because Tati knows they're faster than Method and they want to get around. Method's holding them up. So Tati will try and try and try until finally they do get past Method. We are going, this is the first lap of this battle. I don't believe it lasted long. Tati in the slip. Sorry, this is going to be the 2nd lap of the battle, finishing up here actually. Now, into turn 1, Tati looks to dive, or at least pretend like they're going to dive. They don't actually do it. Can they throw Method off their line? No, but they do get that much closer. They are right back on the bumper, so maybe they did throw Method off just a little bit. They're going to head into Yikes here. Also takes a peek there, just trying to make Method think it's going to happen here. Tati wide, trying to make sure they get the best line into Yikes too, so they can stay with Method. Sure enough, able to handle it. It's hard to follow closely in people's slipstream sometimes in this game. Slipstream settings for this lobby are quote-unquote real, and in this game they lead to some pretty bad dirty air under real here. But you can see Tati trying everything they can, making that huge M6 look even bigger in Method's mirrors. The idea is to get Method looking at you and not the road ahead. And sure enough, you can see Method defending because they are watching what Tati's doing, and Tati knows that it's only a matter of time before they spend too much time looking at Tati and not enough time looking at the next apex. They're both going to go into Oopsie Daisy here. Now, this is the toughest corner to follow, I believe, on the track. Luckily, Tati's got a lot of practice here because we had We had an all-star race here once a couple of seasons ago, a couple of World Cup seasons ago, and Tati had plenty of experience following other cars in that horrible corner and going wide because of it. And so Tati had to learn how not to let that happen. Now, there's a little bit of separation between them now as they get into turn 1 for the third lap of this battle. We're getting yellow flags for someone up ahead. What is that? Maybe Budsy. Yep, looks like Budsy. Perhaps. Not exactly sure what happened there. We missed it. We're going to stay with the battle here. Not look and see if there was a spin. They're going to head into the Yikeses. Yikes 1. Method pretty consistently defends into Yikes. Yikes 1. Tati noted it. Takes advantage and gets the position. Gets the pass. We're going to rewind it because it was brilliant. I mean, it was alright. It was alright. You know, I don't want to show favoritism or anything like that. Going through the holy smokes S's here. Yikes 1 is the left-hander. You'll see Method go left, looking to defend. Dives in pretty early there. Tati knows this and is going to get to the inside, outside, and therefore has the inside for Yikes 2. And voila, out of there in third gear to make sure we don't spin the tires. Spider giving way, heating those blue flags. Well done by Spider. Tati squeezes Method into into Pray For Me bend. Absolutely not going to give you the room that you're looking for here, and you can stay behind me, bud. And that, I believe, was the end of that battle, if I'm not mistaken. There may be more. We're going to stick with it for a little bit. Method going to try to show the nose and try to mess Tati up in the dang it corner, but that ain't going to work. Tati invented that trick. No, Tati did not invent that trick, but Tati knows not to look. Don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. Now, oopsie daisy, critical corner here. You don't want to mess it up. Tati does well. Method does well in it. Same with oh crap corner. Hard on the brakes. You want to get out of it safely. The last thing you want to do is spin again. And Budsy, a little hard on the throttle, a little twitch in the rear end. Shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't lose too much time because of it, but you can see that gap is already starting to form between the two of them. Budsy having trouble staying in Tati's slip. Tati slips all the way to the right very quickly to try to break that slipstream, and I believe gets it done here. I don't believe Method caught back up, so Tati into fourth place here. Now, up front, we've got Budsy starting to catch up to Little Mac. That's Old Man J. That is not Flash. So Old Man J's in 13th place. He has been lapped. But Budsy coming up to Little Mac now. Little Mac still hasn't pitted. So we're going to see a pit stop. We're going to see a pass for first place from Budsy on Little Mac. And we've got 15 minutes left in this race. And it's not settled yet. There's Flash in third, racing all by himself. That car ahead is Old Man J. So yeah, he's not too far from Little Mac and Budsy. He knows one mistake from Budsy and he could be in it. So for Flash, the idea is don't mess up, don't give up either, because one spin from the car in second place and I have all but inherited first. Again, we know Little Mac owes a pit stop here. Tati in fourth place, getting away from Method. That is GT878, the blue flag driver. They need to get out of the way as quickly as possible so that Method doesn't catch up. There's Little Mac into the pits now. So our final pit stop. There's no official pit window in this race. The tire strategy is free. Fuel and pit strategy are free. All the tires are available to use in this race. And I want to see, there we go. No, go back. That's Little Mac refueling. Shouldn't have to refuel too much. Only 12 minutes left, just a few laps left, so it should be a pretty short stop for Little Mac, on top of having saved a bunch of fuel. So where does he come out? He's gonna come out in 7th place. I mean, he was in 8th when we left off, so he does pick up one position, picks it up by a lot, by the way. There's Tattooed Freak way back there, just now getting through turn 1, while Little Mac is well into the S's. So the strategy and pit seem to have worked out okay for Little Mac, but he doesn't pick up as much as you would think he would. But he is out of trouble with Tattooed Freak. Everyone else behind kind of racing alone, just very spread out in the back there. Old Man Jay not racing anyone. That's Flash behind him. Flash into second place now since Little Mac pitted. And so Old Man Jay getting blue flags. That is Tati over GT Motorsport. So that is not a battle there. However, Speed is just behind GT787 there. So that's might be the closest battle we have. Let's see, Spider in 15th. Budsy in first. That seemed to have skipped a bunch of people. Hold on, let's try this again. Budsy in first. Flash in second. Tati in third. Method in fourth. Nolander in fifth. And not far is actually Hitchco. So Hitchco and Nolander still together. You know, so happy together. Ooh, big slide there for Hitchco. He does catch it, but once again, oh crap corner, and those twin turbos make for bad bed buddies. It is hard as heck to make sure that you both carry all the speed you want to carry coming out of that corner and keep the rear end, but you want to get out as fast as you can because everything after that is full throttle. Everything. So it's full throttle through the final corner, aka, what do we call in the final corner? Let's see here. The Pearly Gates. I like that. Through Pearly Gates and onto the start-finish straight is all full throttle, and so getting out of oh crap corner, turn 14, perfectly is so important, and people easily get a little too aggressive there, and you end up spinning it or losing the back end a little bit, and that obviously doesn't help anyone. But not much drama anywhere else here. I mean, everyone is pretty well separated. Tati picking up and making that gap to that gap, oh my gosh, to Method bigger, and everyone else not really racing anyone. They're either around traffic that has lapped them, and so it's not a direct race, or they're racing all alone. There's Budsy with nothing but clean air in front and behind. Look at how far the next car is behind, and that is a lapped car. So, or sorry, that's not a lapped car. That is Flash way back there. But Budsy already up the hill while Flash is just getting out of Pearly Gates, that final corner there. Why don't we take a lap with someone? We'll take a lap with Tati because they're coming up on turn 1. I promise I didn't do this just to do with Tati. It's just what it is, okay? Turn 1. AKA, very easy to go out wide here. In fact, that is how Tati lost first place, out wide, but makes it through neatly here into the holy smokes S's. That's turns 2 and 3, and then a light tap on the brakes and flick of the car towards the apex for Yikes 1 and Yikes 2. Slow through here. You got to be patient. You get on that throttle. You use as much of the track as you can on the outside as you head towards Pray For Me Bend. There's that church. Break about the 50-meter board. Actually, a little bit beyond the 50-meter board. Late apex. Back onto the throttle. Heading into, it's not a straight, but it is full throttle. That was Yawn 1. Very boring corner. And Yawn 2. Also a boring corner. But this corner coming up here is not boring at all. This is Dang It. Turn 9. Hard on the brakes. First gear to get that car slowed down. Then out in second to avoid getting killed by those turbos. You can straighten out the exit of Dang It real good. It's called Whatever. And then Dadgummit coming up now. That's a purple sector, by the way, for Tati. Dadgummit and Oopsie Daisy. Perfect through Dadgummit and Oopsie Daisy. Hard on the brakes now for Oh Crap corner. Now, mistake was already made here. Not going to make the same one. First gear to get it slowed down. Second gear to get out. There's Old Man Jay having spun it right there. Just made the same mistake that we were just talking about. Now we're going to head into the final corner. Pearly Gates, turn 15. As you can see, full throttle from Dang It all the way to the start-finish straight. And he's going to cross the line with a 1:41.429. And that is not the fastest lap, obviously, but it is fast. Fastest lap was, looks like the lap before, with a 1:49.84 for Tati. So dipping into the 40s there for them. Pretty fast. Just saying, pretty fast. But not consistent. 2 spins in the first stint of the race, and that is going to spell it for them. Oh, we do finally have something here between Tattooed Freak and Little Mac. What happened, Little Mac? You had so much space Tattooed following him through pearly gates. How did he even get that close? Can we go back far enough to see what happened to get him that close? Because they were so far from one another. Oh, man. All right. It must have happened a long time ago. Well, no. Yeah, I mean, that we're all the way into the last lap. The lap before we saw the pass. We'll stay with him right here. We'll just watch it. I don't want to rewind too much further, of course. In fact, might fast forward to where we see the actual pass. Just so we're not wasting too much time. Yep, this is them coming into oh crap corner. They're going to get through the pearly gates here. And I believe the pass happens just after this. Onto that start-finish straight. A little bit of drama in the cars ahead of them. Not sure what I was looking at there, but saw 3 cars driving very different lines from one another. But they're going to get into turn 1 here. And let's see. Tattoo with the dive into turn 1. And he gets that position very easily. I think Little Mac also realized I can't fight it. He's got me. So Tattooed through very neatly. That is a very nice and clean pass between the two of those. So Tattooed over Little Mac for 7th place in the race. Well done, Little Mac. Now let's see. Let's check on the rest of this cast here. Hitchco still following No-Lander, but not that close. Method pretty far away from anyone. Let's see how close they are to Tati or anyone. Can't see anyone in the frames, but these are pretty tight corners, of course. There they are. There's Tati, and there is Method behind. So, not close, not fighting. Tati through the last corner into the start-finish straight. Let's see what Flash is doing. Flash just finished going through the S's. Yikes 1, and now Yikes 2. Flash also just hot lapping, just maybe looking for that fastest lap. Again, your fastest lap time in the race determines your starting order for the next race, which will be next Saturday, or this coming Saturday, rather. Flash, purple first sector for Flash. Absolutely on a scorcher. Hopefully they can keep it up through the 2nd and 3rd sectors. Maybe they can get that fastest lap and start and pole next week. Budsy, our leader, just has to keep it. Just keep it on track. That's it, Budsy. We don't need anything else from you. Just keep it on track. Old Man J in last place, getting blue flags there. We saw Old Man J not having a great race. We have lost GT878. Looks like they decided to call it. Here is Spider, also not racing anyone, also getting blue flags. That car in front is No-Lander, so Spider not chasing anyone there. Schmacka. Christo Bratvano. Oh, I said I was going to see who that was, didn't I? Alright, we're checking it out now. Let's see. Let's go to our entry list. Oh, it's, I think it's Hardwire. That makes sense. Alright. Got it. It's Hardwire. Thanks, Hardwire. And what is this? This is a fight for 9th place. That's Armanis over Hi-Fi Man, and Armanis gets around him really easily into turn 1. I wonder if Hi-Fi Man's trying to save fuel. Hi-Fi looking to get back at him, looking for an undercut. He's not able to get that undercut. Armanis getting past Hi-Fi. Hi-Fi still looking, though. He wants something here to come into Yikes. Hi-Fi gonna look to go around the outside, maybe? No, he's just looking to get the perfect apex. See if he can get better exits from Yikes than Armanis. Oh, and he does! Armanis out wide, and Yikes 2! Armanis spins it, loses 9th place, tries to spin the car back around. Actually, a nice, perfect spin to get the car back around there and facing the right direction. Maybe won't lose another position, but there it is. Armanis is going to go out wide here. Does the same thing Tati did in the first stint. Hi-Fi almost gets into him, and I wonder if there was a touch there, actually. Let's see if I can find a better angle to see if there was a touch between the two of them. I mean, only after Hi-Fi was already, after Armanis was already starting to spin. That was a touch simply because Hi-Fi Man had nowhere else to go, but Hi-Fi into 9th place because of that, and I bet Armanis is kicking himself. Sure enough, he doesn't lose another position though. Nice perfect flick to get the car back facing the right direction. He's got to be careful. Dirty tires here, plus he's got front splitter damage, and that's probably affecting his downforce. He's going to have to be careful for a couple of corners. That car behind him is in fact in 11th place. That is a positional change, so if he catches up rather. So Armanis wants to be careful, clean those tires off, get it back under you, get it nice and neat. You can do this. Looks like he has got it well in hand there. Glad we caught that. Man, Smacka in 12th place. Just been racing alone. Had a pretty quiet race this whole second stint here. Spider, same thing. Old Man J into the pits. Is this for fuel and tires? I think Old Man J maybe just be calling it. He's got plenty of fuel. He's got plenty of tires. I think he's just over it. And yep, sure enough, the team's not doing any work on the car. There's only 2 minutes left in the race anyway, so I guess he's going to park it and call it. I would maybe go for a fastest lap here just to get, or as fast as you can get, right? It probably won't be the fastest lap, but hey, get some fresh tires. You got less fuel in the car. You got 1 more lap to see how fast you can go. Get yourself a nice position for the next race. Sorry, that's Budsy in 1st, Flash in 2nd, Tati in 3rd. So our top 3 still the same, but all scrambled up. Except for Flash. Flash was always in 2nd place. Budsy actually was in 4th before and gained the position when, oh my gosh, who was it? Was it Armanis who spun very early in the race and gave up 3rd place? It's hard to remember. It feels like it was so long ago, but we are coming to the end of this thing. Method squarely in 4th place. Nobody to challenge him for it. Nolander in 5th place. Same situation for Nolander. Hitchco in 6th behind Nolander. Is that... No, that's not right behind Nolander. That is somebody getting blue flags there. So they're not close enough to Nolander to maybe hope for something. However, what is this? Little Mac and Tattooed Freak still going at it. Little Mac gets his position back over Tattooed Freak. We're not going to go back to try to find when it happened, but we are on the final lap. So if Tattooed is going to take a chance, this is his last chance. Little Mac defends into oh crap corner. I don't blame him. You better defend into it. Not oh crap, sorry. Into dang it corner. That is a passing point. And so Tattooed Freak not able to get anything. Is he going to have a look into oh crap? He's got to follow through nicely through Oopsie Daisy first. Able to get through it. He is still all over Little Mac's bumper. Little Mac does go defensive into oh crap. Tattooed Freak gonna look for the undercut. He's not gonna get it. Little Mac gets out nice and neat, and now it is all his. Tattooed Freak could try to get him in slip, but I don't think he can in that M6. I believe the Z4 has just enough top speed, and it's just far enough to the checkered flag, which we see waving now, that Little Mac will keep 7th place over Tattooed Freak there. Of course, I wanted to see our race winner cross the line, but he's racing by himself. That's boring. We want to see a battle across the line, and that's exactly what we just got there. Little Mac and Tattooed Freak going at it. We are looking at Armanis. He's going to take 10th place. That's our top 10 placed driver. And then Hristo. Is Hristo out of fuel? Yep, sure enough, it's out of fuel. Just kind of crawling through. Going to let the CPU get him home here. Everyone behind Smacka and Spider and Old Man J have already taken the checkered flag. And that, my friends, is the race. That is round 1 of the BMW Cup. Lobby 3, there's 4 lobbies, so lobby 3 of 4. We were all placed in our lobbies based on our performances in the qualifying races a week or 2 ago. Based on fastest lap, actually. So fastest lap in qualifying is how we got that. But there we are. That's our first race in Lobby 3. Round 1 Sardegna A layout, I think, is my favorite Sardegna layout. It is an awesome one. And, man, what a race. We saw a lot of positional changes. We saw a lot of drama because this is a hard track to master. And we're in cars that love to lose the rear end. So we saw a lot of changes just because of spins or just the rear end getting a little bit loose. We saw some positional changes on track, off track. Great stuff The calendar is packed. Round 2 next weekend, July 22nd, will be at an old favorite, Dragon Trail Seaside. This track is a Polyphony Digital original, as is Sardegna. Actually, both of these are originals, and they were both introduced in GT Sport. Dragon Trail shipped with GT Sport. Sardegna Layout A came later. Round 3 will be at Tokyo Expressway, another Polyphony Digital original, as is Round 4, an original Deep Forest, one of the oldest Gran Turismo tracks and one of the absolute favorites. Round 5 will be at Circuit du Barcelona with no chicane. We finally have the no chicane layout. This is a real-world circuit in Barcelona, Spain. And Round 6 at our final real-world circuit, one of my favorites, Mount Panorama, aka Bathurst in Australia on August 19th. Do not miss these races. We race every Saturday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. The lobbies, Lobby 1 and 2 are streamed live. Lobby 3 and 4 will try to stream after getting the replays. But come in and check them out on the GT Champions YouTube, which you're on right now, which is why you can see this, so you know where to go. If you want more information, including rules and what's the word I'm looking for? Stats or finishing positions. Results is the word I'm looking for. If you're looking for results, those are all going to be on gtchampions.com/BMW-Cup. Check it out if you can. Thank you so much. I will see you next time. Good night.